Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this, what I hope will be a fabulous healing meditation come exercise. For a long time, a number of us who have done the Crystalline Consciousness course, and yes, I did it too, even as I facilitated the course, because it was a channeled course. We've been working a lot with the crystalline energy. And a few of us got to talking a short while ago about how do we heal using the energy of the crystalline grid. And I realized I didn't know the answer to that really. How do we do this deep healing work using this fabulous crystalline energy? And so I requested JadeFire, Lord Sananda, to guide us through this process, to help us understand how to use the crystalline energy specifically to heal. Because so many of us are going through so much turmoil. And when I asked him about healing, I was not specifically focused upon physical healing. I just wanted to know how to heal ourselves of any and all of this turmoil that we are going through. And it's a tumult which is unique and specific to each person. And sometimes the tumult happens to us directly, and sometimes it happens to us indirectly because it might be affecting someone we love deeply. But whether it's affecting us directly or indirectly, we are all in an emotional upheaval. And I see that in me, I see that in my family, I see that with my friends around me. I'm seeing that with clients every day, over and over and over again. And you know, the tumult and the upheaval is of a type that has not been this intense in the past years. Suddenly, the problems that even my clients are coming to me with are huge, are deep, are very intense. So I know that all of this is taking place on Earth and that our planet is going through this tremendous shift. But having said that, I also know that we need some kind of cosmic support through this period, some kind of energy support through this period. And of course, the crystalline energy has helped us so much. In fact, those of us who have created the cosmic portal, and there are such large numbers that have created the cosmic portal and that are using the cosmic portal on an everyday basis, the cosmic portal is entirely created from the crystalline energy. In fact, the cosmic portal is a part of the crystalline grid. And if you haven't yet created your cosmic portal, and if you still want to create your cosmic portal, I have put it up on my YouTube. It's free. The channeling is there first, and then the meditation is there after that to create the cosmic portal, how to create the cosmic portal, how to use it. Everything has been explained. And if you haven't yet created your cosmic portal or are not using the cosmic portal and have forgotten about it, I urge you to please visit the YouTube channel and hear the channeling first and then do the exercise that has been given. Those of you who have participated and are constantly using the crystalline energy, please bear with me a little, because in order to go into the healing exercise that I have already been taken through by JadeFire, I will need to explain the crystalline energy. I'm going to do it very simply and very briefly. If you are interested in knowing the crystalline grid in depth, then visit my website, JadeFirelight.com, and read about the Crystalline Consciousness Masterclass and all the various modules that are there. So let's just take a very brief look at this crystalline grid. The Earth is changing her grid. Her old energy structure is changing rapidly every day. And because her structure is changing rapidly every day, this new energy grid that the Earth has taken up is a very dynamic structure. This crystalline energy is not static. It doesn't remain the same from one day to another. Not only does the crystalline energy affect us, but we as a collective in humanity, we affect the crystalline grid as well. And so there is this huge symbiotic process that's going on. And the crystalline grid that the Earth has taken on has resulted in a new grid that we either have already taken on or shall take on. JadeFire has made me understand that whether you participate in the Crystalline Consciousness Masterclass or you don't, eventually, every single person on Earth will have this new grid of the crystalline energy. The masterclass makes it quicker for you. You begin to use the crystalline energy now rather than later. But more importantly, you become an Earth activator. You become an Earth to star systems communicator. And you don't do it necessarily consciously. So it's not that you sit today and consciously connect to Arcturus or Lemuria or Atlantis or any other star system. No, it's not that. Our work as Earth activators, our work as Earth to star systems communicators takes place at a level that we're not consciously aware of. But what we do become aware of is a heightened sense of our own consciousness, a heightened sense of our own awareness, a heightened sense of intuition, a heightened sense of connectivity with the energies around us. But as I said, whether you participate in it now or you don't, eventually in the years to come, all of humanity will have this new transformed energy matrix, which is the crystalline matrix. And that's a given for everyone. But what is this crystalline energy? It is an energy of such intense, high-powered, high-frequency light that it is able to do two things simultaneously. One is, it instantly goes into your subconscious and begins to clear out, scoop out. Sometimes I feel it's like more like a drilling rather than a scoop. It intensely brings out the dirt and the muck that has gathered in our subconscious, not only in this current lifetime, but what we have carried with us in our meridians. All that unassimilated energy that we've carried with us, and it's become part of our DNA memory, it's become part of our meridian structure, has become a part of the subconscious that we have today. And all of this needs to be cleared out very, very rapidly. Why? Why has it suddenly become so important and so urgent to clear out the gunk? I mean, come on. I'm in my early 60s and I've lived with it for years. So why is it so urgent for me to clear it out now? Well, it's not only urgent for me, it's urgent for every single one of us. And you are here drawn to this healing exercise, drawn to this information, because somewhere your soul is telling you, hey, it's time for you as well. 2025 is literally in cosmic time just around the corner. Just around the corner. That is the time when the earth takes on a mantle of light. And JadeFire said he will, in later sessions, speak about the third grid that earth will take on. She's taken on her second grid, which is the crystalline grid. And she'll take on a third grid, and then a fourth grid. And this third grid, he calls the grid of cosmic light. When she takes on that grid of cosmic light in or around 2025, anything that does not align with that frequency of light, I'm not even talking about our current frequency of light that we are facing, which is tossing us around. I'm talking of that frequency of light, which will be so much higher, which brings a completely new age into creation. When that mantle is taken on by the earth, if you and I, or anyone in this human world, is still harboring dirt, specks of dirt even in the subconscious, those specks of dirt shall receive like a laser beam of that light. You know what happens when a surgeon uses a laser beam. If there is any kind of growth, if there is any kind of blockage in your system, it shatters instantly. It has no ability to withstand that. And you're looking at a laser beam that is used by a doctor. Now multiply it, God knows how many thousands of times, and think of that intensity of light. That is how that light shall work upon the blocks, blockages, dirt, gunk, tar, call it whatever you want to, that will still reside in our system if they are still residing there. So instead of subjecting ourselves to that, what you might almost call like a cosmic surgery, instead of subjecting ourselves to that, when you and I are so blessed to be made aware of this new grid that this earth has taken, and how we can use that new grid to our benefit and to benefit others and to benefit our earth, I think it is rather foolish to turn our faces away and say, yeah, I'm not going to be bothered with all of that. Well, the choice is yours. I am just thrilled that I am able to bring you this awareness. So the cosmic grid, one, it completely connects you to your subconscious without your trying. And that's important. You don't have to do anything consciously with this crystalline energy. That is the joy of it. Once you have it, once you've created your own crystalline grid, and that is what the masterclass is about. Once you've created your own crystalline grid, it automatically connects to the crystalline grid, to the crystalline matrix of the earth. It automatically moves downwards in order to clear the dirt of the subconscious. It automatically ensures that it begins to work to clear the dirt that we've carried from past incarnations. And it automatically connects you to star systems, galaxies, cosmic bodies that you are not even aware of. You're not even aware of their presence, and you're certainly not aware of their names. But the crystalline energy connects you to that automatically. But of course, you have to go through that rather long process that has been explained in the masterclass. But today, JadeFire has been very kind. He knows that there will be a large number of people hearing this who will be interested to use this crystalline energy, even though they haven't participated in the masterclass, that they will want to use this energy for personal healing, to help others, to help the earth. And so generously, he has said, here it is. Let's follow these steps and connect to the grid for this purpose. Yes, you may not become an earth activator, you may not become an earth communicator, but you certainly use this crystalline energy for a very, very, very important and significant purpose in your life. And you can use it for anything and everything. You can use it on yourself. You can use it for others. So it's not only restricted to you. You know what a grid is like, right? There are lines that cross each other, right? Forming a network like that, correct? Wherever these lines of energy, many of you will already know that these lines of energy are called ley lines, L-E-Y, ley lines. Wherever these ley lines meet, horizontal meets the vertical, at this point of contact, a vortex forms, a portal forms, which means this vortex, this portal, has extremely high-powered energy. Because two lines are meeting here and crossing and touching each other, it's like the force of that point, the strength and the power at that point of meeting is 1,000-fold. These vortexes, these portals are what we use. One of these is what we used to create our personal cosmic portals some months ago. I'm just reminding you again because it's so important. If you haven't yet created your portal, if you missed that meeting, go to my YouTube channel. It's available free now. There is no charge to be paid now. Avail of it and use it. Use it every day. The joy of that portal is that you can create that portal anywhere in any space, as many portals as you desire. So if you have 10 rooms in your home, you can create a portal in all 10 rooms. If you shift and you move to another home, you can create your portal there. So do hear that channeling, do hear that talk, and do create your own portal. It's fabulous. So where these ley lines meet and these vortexes and portals take place, there is a huge surge in energy. Different ley lines create different portals. The ones we are going to work with right now are the ley lines and the portals for healing situations, for healing illness, for healing emotions, for healing mental issues, basically healing. Though you and I both know that the most effective healing is the one you do for yourself, this particular exercise that JadeFire has given, JadeFire says, works as well if you use it for others. But if their system, if their soul, if their spirit desires to go through the tumult, desires to go through the dis-ease, and you and I may not know why they would desire that, but the soul knows. The soul is aware of its journey, and the soul is aware of what each dis-ease, what each illness, what each moment of chaos does for us. So if the soul, if the spirit desires to go through that tumult, whatever it might be, then even though you may really try, that tumult will not dissipate. That illness may find no cure, but your healing shall not have been in vain, because your healing will give the person you are doing the exercise for renewed vigor, renewed strength, renewed courage, renewed power, and renewed faith. And it does one more thing for them. Remember that the crystalline energy is the energy of communication, communication at a very high level. What your healing for them will do is give them the ability to open themselves up to receive cosmic help, cosmic guidance. Their intuition will increase, will deepen. Whether they choose to take that help, whether they choose to listen to their intuition, that you and I cannot control. We should not even try to control. We are here to serve. Through this exercise, that is what we can do. And that is where our role must end. We cannot enforce our beliefs, our views, our perspectives on anyone else. So I asked JF, because in one of the modules of the Crystalline Consciousness Masterclass, we have been guided to connect with the pyramids and, Stonehenge and all these sacred sites. And I asked JF that question, that if these sites existed in ancient times, but the crystalline grid is now, how do these two timelines kind of align? And he said, the crystalline grid has always existed. It's not that the earth has a new grid. He says we only use this term in order to make you understand that it's newly activated for the human world. The earth already had it. The earth, that is how the earth stayed in connection with different planets. That is how the earth stays in connection with the moon, the sun, the stars, the galaxies, through the crystalline grid. And the earth has always stayed in this connection because Gaia is part of that cosmic consciousness. Gaia is part of the crystalline consciousness. So earth has always had this crystalline grid. But JF says when we use this word new, we mean that it is newly activated for the use of the human world. So this crystalline grid of earth has now activated itself and has begun to communicate, connect, and activate us. It has begun to activate our grids, our energy systems. So at present, in the human world, you can therefore say that there are two grids. The old grid that was always present, and this newly activated crystalline energy grid. And just as the earth has these two grids that are lying parallel to each other, but yet connected to each other, you and I will also have these two grids, our original grid and the crystalline grid. Some of us have already formed it, some of us are in the process of forming it, and some of us still have to form it. These grids connect us to the ancients of all cultures who were already aware of the crystalline grid. And these sacred structures that they built, like the Pyramid of Giza, for example, these were structures that took the energies of these grids, and not only the crystalline grid. Remember, I told you JF says there'll be another third one and a fourth one, which are already present. They took the energies of these grids and they anchored them into the earth at different points on earth. Why was this important? So that the earth as a physical planet could consistently and constantly receive these energies from different star systems. Now, who were these ancients who did that? These ancients were not human beings. These ancients were star seeds, were energies from other planets, other galaxies, other star systems. They formed the earth shell. They created an earth matrix that would help them to, in a sense, descend on earth. The crystalline grid helped them to descend onto earth without having to take on physical form. They could remain in their energy states. And it was like a cooperative effort where energies and entities from so many star systems and so many galaxies all came down to create this new Earth. And they took these energies, which they were creating. They were here for, I don't know how many thousands of years, but they continually created these new energies. And as they created them string by string, thread by thread, they anchored them into the earth. And where a large surge and a large force exists is where they built these sacred sites. This energy, specifically the crystalline energy, was then taken through these sacred sites and pushed deep into the fiery belly of the earth. And there, these energies were, in a sense, infused into massive crystals that exist in the human energy field, that exist in the earth's energy field, that exist as physicality in earth herself, and which shall come out and be so-called discovered as and when their time is right. You and I have already been reading. I shared with you some time ago, where suddenly large mammoth crystalline caves are being uncovered. They lie deep under the earth. Mammoth crystals are coming up because their time has come. And what is this time? This time is for your crystalline consciousness, for our crystalline consciousness to awaken, to be activated. There is one more very significant change that is taking place on Earth. Our blueprints are seeing a change. Not everyone's blueprint, but a significant number of people on Earth. Our soul blueprints that we have come with, without our awareness, without our consciousness, our soul blueprints are going through minuscule changes. Not changes that will make us instantly aware of this. But these minuscule changes are not to be considered as unimportant, because they are moving towards a very significant goal. JF says, every human being, almost, there have been those few masters who have been born, almost every human being's blueprint is an emotionally polarized blueprint, which means in our blueprint, which determines everything that we do and say and we are, in our very blueprint, we have the facility to be happy and sad, to be good and bad, to be holy and evil, to be courageous and fear-filled. It's an emotionally polarized blueprint. These minuscule changes that are taking place. And I'm repeating this word minuscule because I'm coming to it in a little bit again. These minuscule changes in our blueprint are taking us towards emotional unification. Emotional unification. Not about unification on the outside, emotional unification, which means they are taking us to the state of spirithood, where we cannot experience fear, where we cannot experience sorrow, where we cannot experience grief, where we cannot experience fear and anxiety. It cannot happen. It cannot be. We are going towards that state of emotional unification. The tumult that you and I are facing, whether it's direct or indirect, is because of these minuscule changes. Can you now understand if these changes were even an iota larger than what they are? Can you imagine the kind of tumult we would face? And because these minuscule changes are taking place in the individual soul blueprints, they are leading to minuscule changes in the collective blueprint of the earth. And now do you understand the tumult and the upheaval on earth? For the first time, I understood what is happening. For the first time, I understood it. And suddenly, it made so much sense to me that somewhere in me, this resistance to the upheaval that I have been experiencing within myself, the resistance just died. And it was like a clearer vision that, of course, our soul blueprints must change. Of course, these minuscule changes will bring about the tumult. Because friends, I don't know how many thousands of lifetimes you and I have lived with an emotionally polarized blueprint. It's what we are used to. And suddenly there comes this crystalline energy and says, nope, it's time for change. And if it can affect you and I individually, personally, come on, of course it is going to affect our earth. Of course it is going to affect our earth. And where are these minuscule changes taking place? So think of, just as an imagined exercise, just think of our subconscious as one little ball. Half of it can experience good and the other half can experience bad. This half can experience courage. This half can experience fear. This half can experience peace and serenity, and this half can experience rage. Where will the minuscule changes take place? Of course, in this half that can experience rage, that can experience envy, that can experience cruelty, that can experience anxiety. Of course, that is where the changes would take place. Just suddenly, everything made sense to me. And I looked at myself and I said, you know, when I have a small wound and I'm trying to remove the bandage from that wound, oh, does it hurt? Think of this half of the subconscious as that wound. These minuscule changes are removing that bandage bit by bit. Pain, tumult, upheaval. So JF says, the only healing that is of significant importance in this current time is the healing to the subconscious. It is the subconscious that is facing these minuscule changes. The superconscious is not facing the changes. The superconscious already is. It's working in alignment with the crystalline grid. It's facing no change. The only thing that is facing that change is the subconscious, where the emotionally polarized blueprint works. Rage, fear, sorrow, grief, rejection, abandonment, depression. Where does it all stay? They all are energies in the subconscious. That area which you and I have very, very, very often called the inner child. And that inner child is facing the minuscule changes. And though they are minuscule, when they hit you at a raw spot, the pain is immense, the upheaval is immense, the helplessness is immense. I faced that, I know. I don't know about you, but what comes up for me in those moments is fear. Fear. Because I know I don't have control over something that's going on. But till date, I didn't know what was going on. I just knew there was an upheaval. I just couldn't understand why. I now understand it, and the fear has gone. So I am so grateful to Lord Sananda JF for clearing my vision. And I hope it has cleared yours. So every word of judgment and anger and fear and envy and jealousy, disrespect, dishonor, abuse, every word that comes out of our mouths, every thought of such things that pass through our minds, they are coming from that half of the subconscious. And that half of the subconscious is constantly receiving tiny, tiny, tiny pinpricks of this crystalline energy. And those tiny pinpricks are enough for this upheaval. They say, thank God for small mercies. I think this is a huge mercy upon us, that these changes are so minute, that the pinpricks are so small. So JF said to me, he said, beloved, we will make you use the one method of healing that you so strongly align with. The method of hooponopono. For me, I don't think for me personally, there is any method of healing the subconscious which is stronger than hooponopono. And I am in eternal gratitude to Dr. Hewlin for this. And of course, to Myrna Simeona. So he used hooponopono as a part of this exercise and took me through it. And when I finished the exercise, I noted down everything that I remembered. And it was done so slowly by him that I remembered everything. It doesn't need to be that slow. It doesn't. But it was deliberately done so slowly for me. So I didn't have to constantly receive something, open my eyes, write it down. I finished the entire exercise immediately after wrote down everything, which now I'm going to share with you. Remember, as you are doing this exercise, remember that the healing that we are doing right now is really gathering up an inner strength to go through these minute changes in our blueprint. And you can use the very same thing for others as well. You can use this same exercise for others. Why can you use this for others? Because JF points out there is only one fish in the tank, as so aptly described by Deepak Chopra. There is only one energy. There is only one fish in the tank. And if I am endeavoring to serve you and facilitate your healing, all I have to do before I start is to tap my third eye chakra and say, X, Y, Z and I are one. X, Y, Z and I are one. X, Y, Z and I are one. That's all. And then you do the exercise in exactly the same way. But today, JF has said, do this for yourself only. Don't get so distracted in trying to help your family, your friends, your loved ones, that you forget you need healing too. You're not in complete alignment with your soul. And this crystalline energy brings about, facilitates that alignment. But first, it clears the subconscious of all the hurdles that it is placing in the path of this alignment. Once you are in complete alignment with your God self, this second half of your subconscious disappears, and you can only be radiant, you can only be beautiful, you can only be compassionate, you can only be truthful, you can only be peaceful, you can only be abundant. So that is exactly what we are doing. You may lie down for this exercise if you wish. You may remain seated for this exercise if you wish. But be seated or lying down very comfortably, but not so comfortable that you fall off to sleep. You need to be alert because you are going to do a lot of inner work. And if you miss out on even a few minutes, you will lose that connection that is so important for you. So remain alert. Don't sit uncomfortably because then you tend to move around. Be comfortable. Ensure that there is nothing in the room that is going to disturb you for the next several minutes. If you want to have some water, then have the water now. If you want to light your candle, if you want to light some incense sticks, then do so now. Taking on this posture now, you are ready. As you prepare yourself to enter deeper and deeper levels of your own consciousness, make a commitment that any external sound will serve to take you deeper towards your consciousness. Make a commitment that any thought that crosses your mind shall be ignored. You neither attempt to blank out your mind, nor do you pay attention to the thought. Let it come, let it go. It is not material to the work you are doing for yourself. For a minute, take deep breaths into your belly. We are going to be healing our subconscious. We are going to be healing our inner child. The subconscious, the inner child, resides in the region of the sacral chakra. Breathe deeply but comfortably. And with each breath, let your in-breath go deeper and deeper and deeper till it reaches the sacral chakra, the lower belly, the navel, and breathe out slowly and completely through your mouth. You can blow it out with a sound like this. Don't rush this process of breathing. Breathing in through the nose, reaching your lower belly. Breathing out through your mouth completely. This breathing is important. It awakens your inner child. Your breath tells the inner child, hey, little one, wake up. I'm here for you. Come on, wake up. Wake up. Breathing in and out. Sacred breath of life. Every breath that you take in and every out breath tells you, you are alive. Whether you are hurt, whether you are upset, whether you are disappointed, you are alive. You are receiving in every moment the greatest gift that the cosmos has to give you. You are receiving the gift of life. How much more abundant can you be when you are receiving the most precious gift? But our subconscious that harbors memories and data and information from our childhood, from our teenage years, our adult years, memories, data, and information from incarnations past, when our soul lived in different vehicles. All this information comes to our subconscious through our meridians, through our energy system, and forms what we call the inner child. This summation of everything that we have been subjected to, everything good and beautiful and lovely, but also everything that is sad and unhappy and disappointing. And today, as we proceed with the healing, it is this sad child, this angry child, this anxious child, this unhappy child, the rejected child, the abandoned child, the ignored and neglected child that we are healing. And our breath very gently tells this child, wake up, little one. It is time for you to see the light. Wake up little one. Open your eyes and see the darkness has gone, the night has left. Open your eyes and see the rays of the rising sun, my beautiful little one. And as you continue to breathe in and out, let a picture form on your third eye, a picture of your little one, a picture of your inner child. There is no need to forcefully imagine anything. This picture will form automatically as you breathe, as the little one awakens. Do not question the picture that now is forming. Accept it. This is the picture that your inner child wants to show you of itself. Accept it. Continue the breathing. Continue looking at your inner child that lies in your subconscious. And now commit to yourself. Make firm resolve. I now connect in this time, in this place, in this now. I connect to the light of ascension of my crystalline matrix and of the earth's crystalline matrix. I connect. I connect. I connect. As you continue the breathing, you and your inner child are receiving the energy from the crystalline grid of the earth that lies all around you. Spirals of light entering you, entering your grid, entering your matrix, entering your chakric system, entering your meridians. Spirals of light. Activating the crystalline centers that already exist in your body. Empowering, enlarging the crystalline grid that you might already have formed. At your crown chakra, the energy forms into the symbol of infinity. At your third eye chakra, the energy forms into the symbol of Om. And the two symbols begin to rotate. And with each rotation, the spirals of light, of energy, of crystalline consciousness that enter you become stronger. They increase in quantum, they increase in vibration. If you feel any kind of tingling, do not be concerned about this. You are just physically experiencing the crystalline energy, and if you are not feeling anything, that is absolutely okay as well. Your soul is aware of your emotionally polarized blueprint. Your soul is the gatekeeper of this blueprint. But your soul is also aware of its own and your highest intention. Your soul is aware of its own and your highest integrity. And as you receive the spirals of crystalline energy, the spirals of light, activate your highest soul intention, your highest soul integrity. Your blueprint bursts into light as this intention and integrity awakens. This is the crystalline light that you are receiving, that you are connecting to, the light of the divine, the cosmic light, the light of ascension, the light of the infinite one. Receive, receive, receive. The vortexes and portals that are present in the crystalline grid are filled with ascension codes. And as each vortex and as each portal comes alive and activates, these ascension codes are dispersed into the human world, where they are gathered by your soul, by your spirit, by your mind, by your heart, by your being. You neither have to be good or bad to receive these codes. You are human, you are sacred, and you have the right to receive these codes now, 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 as every human being does. Commit to yourself, affirm strongly. I now download the codes of the crystalline grid, the codes of light, the codes of ascension into my DNA. I download these frequencies. I received them. I received them openly. I received them gladly. I received them wholly. I received the ascension code so that I might ascend, so that I might then serve others to do the same. I download these ascension codes, light codes, cosmic codes into my DNA in order to play the role of light worker. I ask the crystalline grid to send to me all the codes that shall serve my highest soul purpose, my highest soul intention, my highest soul integrity. As each blueprint differs, each one shall receive a different set of ascension codes, light codes, cosmic codes, crystalline consciousness codes. Receive these, receive these, receive these, and download these into your DNA. Give this permission to yourself. Give this permission to your soul. Give this permission to your energy matrix. Download, receive, download, receive, download, receive. Receive them through the infinity symbol at your crown chakra. Receive them through the Om symbol at your third eye chakra. Download, receive, download, receive, download, receive. The energy and the codes that you have received, that you are continually receiving, enter the region of your subconscious, touch your inner child. Give permission now to be an active participant in the removal of the emotional polarization of your soul blueprint. Download, receive, give permission to be an active participant to remove the emotional polarization of your blueprint. Give permission to open up the subconscious region to complete healing. This child that you have connected with, whose face you have now seen, very gently caress the top of the head of this child. Gently caress the top of the head of this child. Very gentle, no sudden aggressive movements that will scare the child. I love you, little one. I love you with all of my heart and my soul and my mind and my being. I love you. I am sorry I neglected you for so long. I am sorry. Please forgive me for not understanding you. Please forgive me for not paying attention to you. Please forgive me for being an active participant in situations where you were hurt even more. Please forgive me. Thank you, little one. Thank you for waking up. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to hold you, to touch you, to be with you once again after so long. Thank you. If you have relationship issues of any kind with anyone, these issues may be current, these issues may have been in the past, these issues may be those that still rankle. Ask your little one, beautiful inner child, please let go of all memories, of all data, of all information about these conflicts. Please let go. Let go and let God. Give them up to the crystalline consciousness so that they become part of an ascension grid. Oh, little child, please let these go. I do not wish to know any more of these memories. I do not wish to know where they come from. I do not wish to know anything more about the data, about the information. I ask you, I give you full permission to let go of all these energies. Let go of all these energies that continue to keep my blueprint in a state of emotional polarization. Please let them go. Please let them go. Let go and let God. Let them go to the crystalline grid and let ascension codes take their place within you. Gently continue to stroke its head as it lets go. And now very gently, hold your hand out to the little one and ask the little one to hold your hand. Gently cradle this one hand of this little inner child. This child that has given you its hand in full trust. I love you, little one. I love you. I am sorry that I neglected you for so long. I am sorry. Please forgive me for not having understood how my own ways, my own behaviors, my own attitudes hurt you deeply, created situations that hurt you deeply. Please forgive me for my ignorance. Thank you, my beautiful inner child, for this opportunity, for this wondrous opportunity to gather into ourselves the ascension codes from the crystalline grid. Thank you. If you are facing financial difficulties of any kind, whether you do not have as much as you would like to have, whether money is due to you but is stuck somewhere, whether it is a debt that you have to pay but which you are not able to honor in the present time, any kind of financial, economic difficulties that you might have, ask the inner child to let go of all the memories, all the data, all the information that creates these difficulties. Little inner child, I give you full permission to let go of all memories, all data, all information from all points of time, from all spaces and all places that I have inhabited now and ever. Let go of all the energies of scarcity and lack and disbelief and lack of worth. Let go of any and all energies that stand in the way of my financial upliftment, fulfillment, joy. Give these energies up to the crystalline grid and let us receive the ascension codes that take their place. Let go, inner child, and let God. And now very, very gently hold the second hand of your inner child so that both its little hands are in yours. Your child feels your strength, your support, your compassion, your love. Hands in hands. Energy flowing from one to the other. I love you. I love you. I always have, I always shall. I love you. I am so sorry that I neglected you. I am so sorry that I ignored you for all these years when I should have been present. I am so sorry. Please forgive me for being an active participant in thought, word, attitude, behavior, and action that created events that hurt you, that troubled you, that conflicted you, that made you feel anxious and fear-filled. Please forgive me for not walking away when I could have. Please forgive me. Thank you. Thank you for always being here. Thank you that you did not forsake me. Thank you that you, in all your divine, unconditional love, you have given me this opportunity to be one with you again. Thank you. if you have any physical ailment, any physical illness, any physical pain, any growth, any allergies, give your inner child the permission to let go and let God. Little one, I do not wish to know from where this illness arose. I do not wish to know why I am in pain, why the allergy, why the dis-ease. I do not wish to know, but I give you full permission. I ask you to let go completely of all memories, all data, and all information that has been responsible for the pain, the illness, the dis-ease, the allergy. Let go and let God. Give up all these energies to the crystalline grid and let us receive in return the ascension codes that take the place of these energies. Let go, little one, let go. Very gently make your little one sit in the cradle of your lap. Very gently, with your arms around your inner child. Gently begin to rock your inner child in the cradle of your lap. I love you, I love you, I love you. I am sorry that I did not see this before. I am sorry that I neglected you. I am sorry, but I love you. I love you. I am sorry that I did not say this earlier. I am sorry that I did not see this earlier. I love you. Please forgive me for having been a very big reason that you lived in your emotional pain and darkness for so long. Please forgive me. I was ignorant. I am not ignorant anymore. My eyes have opened. My vision has clarified. Please forgive me for the ignorance. Thank you, beloved inner child. Thank you. Thank you for this precious gift of unconditional love. Precious, precious gift of unconditional love. Please forgive me for thinking that I was alone, that I was lonely. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you for showing me for making me experience that I have never been alone, that I am not alone, that I shall never be alone, that you and I are one in unconditional love. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. If there are any other challenges and conflicts in your life, if there are goals that you are just not able to fulfill, if there are dreams and desires that are not coming true, in spite of all your endeavor, ask your inner child to let go and let God. Let go of all the memories, all the data, and all the information that is coming in the way of your success, of your fulfillment, of your upliftment, of your well-being, of your abundance, of your joy. Let go of all these energies and give them up to the crystalline grid, and let us receive the ascension codes that take their place. Continue to breathe in silence. Continue to embrace your inner child in silence. Continue to give permission to your inner child to release, expel, banish all memories, all data, all information that come in the way of you being the most radiant version of yourself, the most glorious, the most beauteous version of yourself. Let go and let God. The crystalline grid receives all these memories, data, and information that stand as energy obstacles in your path. It takes it all and in return gives to you ascension codes, sacred codes, codes of divine light, codes that change the emotional polarization of your blueprint. Breathe, embrace, release, receive. I shall end here, but you can sit for as long as you wish with your beautiful inner child. Breathe, embrace, release, receive, in love, in light, in gratitude, now and always.